Some economists believe that capitalism is dead. Not dying, dead. And what replaced it? Something called techno-feudalism, a world where platforms like Etsy, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook act less like marketplaces and more like digital kingdoms, where creators like us aren't citizens, we're serfs. And billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Peter Thiel are our lords. Gross. As an artist trying to sell my work online, this feels painfully true. My shop still has not recovered from the COVID-19 pandemic, and now AI and new algorithm changes are making it harder for me to stay visible. If you feel like the algorithm is punishing you, ignoring you, or making all of your efforts feel pointless, you are not imagining it. So today I want to break down what techno-feudalism is, how it affects artists and makers specifically, and most importantly, how we can survive it. In his book, Technofeudalism, What Killed Capitalism, economist Yanis Varoufakis argues that today's economy isn't even capitalist anymore. Capitalism needs markets. But today, markets are being replaced by digital platforms. Amazon, Etsy, YouTube, Instagram, that all operate more like feudal estates. So you don't trade in an open market, you are participating in someone else's land. Varoufakis calls this new thing cloud capital, the digital infrastructure owned by big tech. And the money that we pay to exist on this land, he calls it cloud rent. This hit me hard because I realized that so much of my financial well-being depends on these platforms. Etsy for my art, Amazon for my shipping supplies, and also a platform to sell my art, Google for ads, YouTube for my videos, Instagram and TikTok for discovery. So through this techno-feudal lens, we aren't operating in a marketplace. We are operating in someone else's kingdom to which we pay rent. In Varoufakis' framework, this is how it works. The platform is the lord, the creators are the serfs, visibility is the land, the fees that you pay are rent, and the algorithm is the law of the land. Pretty much, if you are a serf, you own nothing. Does this sound familiar? When Etsy changes its algorithm, we lose traffic overnight. When Instagram pushes reels, painters have to become performers. When TikTok prioritizes trends, artists become entertainers. And I'm living this. My Etsy views are down 30% since last year. My revenue is down 40% since last year. And this after the massive financial and emotional hit of having to raise 2 kids during the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't have a safety net. This is my income, is depending on a lot of these digital platforms. And now it suddenly feels like an invisible algorithm that knows nothing about me other than my metrics is deciding whether or not I get to pay my bills. And here is where things get even more complicated. AI didn't create techno-feudalism, but it did accelerate it. Platforms can now rank listings without humans, generate content without creators, recommend products based on predictive behavior, replace SEO with AI-driven personalization, flood marketplaces full of AI-generated slop. AI is both my survival tool and the thing that threatens my livelihood. I use it to rewrite my Etsy listings. I use Descript to help edit my videos. And as a mom of 2 little kids with limited time, AI really helps fill in the gap between the ideas that live in my head and the time that I don't have. But at the same time, AI-generated junk is flooding Etsy. And AI content is overtaking human-made content, literally. According to a 2024 study by Graphite, over 50% of all new online content is AI generated. AI is making the landscape more crowded, faster, and harder to compete in. And yet I can't afford not to use it. This part rarely gets talked about, but it needs to be addressed. The author of Technofeudalism, What Killed Capitalism does not mention this at all, but I will. Technofeudalism hits women, caregivers, queer artists, people of color the hardest. because historically we are the ones with less time, less generational wealth, less institutional support, less visibility, more unpaid caregiving labor, and more systemic obstacles. So now the gatekeepers aren't just the gallery owners and the publishers, they are algorithms. When the algorithm doesn't show your work, you become invisible. When you don't have time to post every day, you fall behind. When you don't have money for ads, you sink. It's not just economic, it's existential. So how do artists survive in this techno-feudal landscape? Here are the 3 strategies that are actually working for me, and they might work for you. Use AI intentionally, not passively. Use artificial intelligence to support your voice rather than replace it. So that means rewrite your listings using ChatGPT. Improve your descriptions using ChatGPT. You can brainstorm marketing ideas using it. You can edit videos faster like I do. You can speed up the boring parts so that you can focus on the parts that actually make your business you. And if you want to see how I use ChatGPT to rewrite my Etsy listings, I do have a video where I go over the exact prompts that I use and the strategy that I use. You need to build your own audience off platform. So for me, that means I'm focusing on building my email list, because Etsy cannot take my email list away. So if you are on a platform like Instagram or on TikTok, if they one day decide that they want to delete your account, you lose all of those followers, you lose all those subscribers. But with an email list, that is something that you own, and then you can contact the people who are interested in you and your work directly. The way I've been making my email list is I have a freebie. So if you want to check out my freebie, I have a free printable art that you can get. I have it here, and then you can see the kind of emails that I send out. Diversify your income with real world sales. For me, that means selling my work in retail stores, either on a consignment basis or on a wholesale basis. And I have more about how you can sell your work in stores in this video here. I work with a store in Oregon called Tender Loving Empire, and they are a huge store. They have multiple locations, and they do a really great job of selling my work. Wholesale orders really feel like freedom to me because they are not dependent on an algorithm or AI. So if Etsy tanked today, I still have retailers that carry my work. So I'm not gonna look at you and say that everything is gonna be okay, because it definitely feels like it's not. Artists are struggling, but I'm not hopeless. Artists have survived. We've survived technologies like the printing press and photography and digital art and the rise of social media and a pandemic and plenty of recessions. And we will survive this period of time too. Techno-feudalism might be shaping the landscape, but we are not powerless within it. We adapt, we build community, we tell the truth, we experiment, we evolve, and we continue doing what artists have always done. We make meaning in a world that keeps trying to automate it. If this video resonated with you, you are not alone. You are not imagining the pressure. You are not imagining the drop in views and revenue. You are not imagining the exhaustion. And if you want to see a video of how I updated my Etsy listings using ChatGPT, I have that video here. Thank you for being here. Stay human, stay creative, stay connected, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.